facilitate trade, flexible rules of origin is very important. At the same time, the rules of origin has the purpose of determining the origin of the product in order to confer preferences. So there needs to be a balance with the rules of origin. However, the product-specific rules of origin that is being discussed under PACER Plus negotiations has the potential of facilitating greater trade amongst the Pacific Island countries and between Pacific Island countries and Australia and New Zealand, including Fiji.
The Ranger Garments is a garment manufacturing company in Fiji, and it was established in 1984 by my father, and it was initially set up to cater for the domestic market, but within the first 12 months to 24 months he had opportunities to export, and that's when Spartaker had started to become more prevalent, and he found a couple of customers in Australia and he started exporting, and since then we've become more or less 100% export oriented. Well, most of the raw materials that we use come from Asia, in particular China, predominantly China, but also other countries like Taiwan, India, and Hong Kong as well. The main reason is because of those factories, the suppliers, they have economies of scale, and they're able to offer a fairly competitive price as opposed to other developed countries who may be offering similar raw materials. We employ almost 500 people. At our peak in around 99 to 2000, we had over 1,000 workers. But at that time, when we had the 2000 coup, as most of the industry was affected quite badly, we had to reduce our staffing. But for the past 3 or 4 years, we have been quite steady. In fact, the last 12 months we've increased our staff levels a little bit, and most of the workers that we employ, close to 80%, are women, and they come from various backgrounds, but most of them are from the lower socioeconomic category of the economy, and quite a number of them are younger ladies, as well as single mothers, predominantly those who don't have opportunities in other industries to get a job. Our industry, particularly in our company as well, we take on new staff and we train them, and most of these women are first-time entrants to the workforce. They have not had a job before, so that way we are able to contribute to the economy as well as the community. Well, under PACER Plus, we would want that the rules of origin are very simple, and that would be some substantial transformation instead of value-added formula, which is what's used in the Spartaker rules of origin. Change of tariff classification would be preferable, which is more or less a substantial transformation. It makes things simpler, and it opens up, allows us to have a wider range of raw materials that we can use and convert and export into finished goods into Australia and New Zealand. The other thing is it's also less bureaucratic. There's less red tape, less paperwork. It's simpler, more transparent, and I think it allows us to focus on marketing as opposed to doing gathering all these papers and documents, which is not really what we are. We are manufacturers and exporters.
The Pacific Agreement on Closer Economic Relations, or PACER Plus, parties have identified rules of origin as one of the priority issues in the negotiations. The parties have agreed to use product-specific rules to determine the origin of non-wholly produced or obtained goods. The flexibility should create enough value addition by the Forum Island countries and promote their exports.
I agree that flexible rule in PACER Plus agreement would encourage greater export from Pacific Island countries to Australia and New Zealand. As you are aware that most of the Pacific Island countries, they currently only exporting produce. We are expecting that having a flexible rule in PACER Plus will encourage manufacturing to focus on goods that can enter Australia and New Zealand, and also can attract foreign investment to set up a new factories that can manufacture goods and be able to enter Australia and New Zealand markets. We foresee these as Pacific Island countries can have some extra plus in our export.